I am in Boston right now,
Boston.
visiting a friend, and since it's very close to New York, and I'll head to New York tomorrow morning.
Yeah. So Boston, probably 2 hours drive.
I think it's 5 hours with the bus.
Wow.
Or 4 hours. Yeah, it's close for US terms, but in US terms, but it's still pretty far. Still, it's better than going over the Atlantic with the plane. So it's close by that regard.
Good. Okay. So it's 8 o'clock. So let's start. 感谢大家来参加今天的 AMA 啊，欢迎大家到我们这个 Chia in China Chia NFT 宣传月活动还是这周的这个 AMA 如期召开。那么今天呢，我们请到了这个在起亚生态里边最早可以说是最早研究 NFT 交易市场的Mintgarden 创始人 Andrews， 他今天来介绍一下Mintgarden 的这个发展史因为之前他叫 XCH Gallery， 那么从去年一直做到现在，所以今天也是很有幸能够请到 Andrews 来给我们讲解。今天担当我们的这个翻译的还是起亚的这个中文社区经理金先生来帮我们做一下现场的翻译非常感谢，欢迎两位。欢迎两位。
I'll be doing the translating job, right? Just give me like a second whenever you're like finishing a sentence. That's okay.
Okay. So welcome everyone, and especially for our guest, our founder of the Mintgarden, and also the founder of XCH Gallery, and Andrews. Welcome, Andrews.
Glad to be here.
Yeah. So let's start. Could you please introduce yourself a little bit, briefly?
Yeah. So hi there. My name is Andreas, and I'm the founder of Mintgarden. Been developing various large-scale software applications over the last 10 years, and now I'm focusing on building an NFT marketplace for the Chia ecosystem, and hopes to be the first to do that.
Okay, good. So you actually, Andreas, you're from Germany, right?
Yes, I'm from Germany.
Could you please tell us how do you start NFT marketplace on Chia? Why sure. You start the idea?
Yeah, so I got into Chia as a farmer myself just before mainnet launch in February or March last year. After all the initial rush and plotting and farming, the farming was kind of humming along, and there was nothing else to do there. Software developer by occupation, I looked into how to develop software on Chia and how to build things using Chia Lisp. Put it into Serious Labs hackathon that was going somewhere mid last year, and I actually won something. I won the third prize there with a tool called Chia Lisp Playground. Yeah, and while I was doing that, I was observing that other ecosystems hyped NFTs a lot, and I looked into what NFTs are and how they could be useful. And I noticed that there is a lot of exaggeration and a lot of hype around NFTs, at least it was at that time. But I also thought that the fundamentals, the tech underneath is very interesting. I was wondering how NFTs would look like on Chia.
我开始思考
There was no standard for that on Chia yet. I just went ahead and developed my own Chia Lisp code to implement NFTs on Chia. I also built a small marketplace around it, and that was called XCH Gallery. And after Chia announced that they would also double down on NFTs and would build their own NFT standard, we rebranded the operation to Mintgarden and focused on building the marketplace that matches the standard that Chia built.
Okay, that's cool. I can remember that you won the Serious Lab Hackathon prize. I was counting the winners that time, so I have some still have some memory. And so actually, you start very early to research the NFT standard on Chia blockchain. And what's your standard yourself by yourself, and the difference between the Chia official standard?
So it's the standard that I developed was way simpler than what Chia is developing now. But it was using similar concepts. For example, the singleton pattern or a singleton puzzle that we are using for the NFTs right now. I also use that in my standard. Yeah, and so it is not as capable as the standard we have now, but it was something to get started and something to kind of get the word out that we could build something like that.
Yeah, that's cool. It's on the testnet, right? From last year. So right now we know that Chia will publish the NFT standard very soon. And what services will you provide in Mintgarden at this moment?
Yeah, at this moment, I mean, we already have a testnet marketplace up and running to date. Basically, what we will provide for the mainnet NFTs as well, with a little bit more extra features. So the two main focuses that Mintgarden has right now is on the one side, it helps users and it helps collectors to find NFTs, to explore the NFTs that are there on the blockchain. So it scans the blockchain, it scans the metadata that is associated to NFTs, and it also scans the IDs, the centralized identities that are connected with the NFT. And the second big thing is that users, owners of NFTs, or people that want to buy an NFT can upload offer files to Mintgarden. And so these offers allow creators to sell their NFTs on Mintgarden, and it also allows buyers or people that want to buy an NFT to bid for an NFT, to offer some price for an NFT. And next to that, we will also provide some assistance in minting for projects that want to mint through Mintgarden. But that's more like a separate tool that is not integrated in the website just yet. So generally speaking, it will be more of a curated experience compared to, I mean, the other two big players that will launch on mainnet launch are SpaceScan as an explorer and Dexy as a DEX, at least what I'm aware of. And they have different focuses. One is solely focused on trading. The other is solely focusing on discovery. And so Mintgarden tries to be like the best of these two worlds together and provide a very simple and intuitive experience for the user.
Sounds like you will have provide some basic functions for the traders. So how about, you mentioned the DID with NFT. It's attached with the wallet, right? Like DID. So which wallet you want to work together with?
So the most or the wallet with the most features in NFT. So the wallet that is farthest in developing NFTs right now is the Chia reference client, or the Chia wallet itself that Chia itself is building. So this will be, I guess, the first start for users. But we also want to work together with Gobi to provide a web wallet integration. So this will be the two big players. If you want to install a software on your computer, then you use the Chia client, and if you want to use a web wallet, then you use the Gobi wallet.
So do we need to change any information for the DID in the wallet? Because we already have both the official and Gobi, but as we know, it will have a DID function in the wallet. So what that mean exactly?
Okay, you will install an update for your existing wallet. Then you will have these functionalities, both NFTs and DIDs provided. And what that means is you have to create a new DID in your wallet. That is something you have to click, create new DID. And I think it's in the Chia client, it's called a profile. You can have multiple DIDs per wallet. But the idea is to have like one public identity that you will use when trading NFTs, for example. And then you have to know that there are two ways of creating NFTs. One that allows connecting DIDs and one that allows to work without DIDs. And so what you have to do is if you, as a creator, want to create an NFT using a DID, then you have to select your profile when minting, and then you can mint an NFT with using that DID. Yeah, and it's not possible to use some advanced features like the royalty payment without using a DID. So the DID is required if you want to use these advanced features. If you now sell an NFT or trade an NFT, then you basically you don't just change the owner underneath or the key, but you also change the DID that is attached to the NFT. But that is like an extra step. So if, for example, if I send an NFT to you, then first it's not attached to your DID yet, but that is something that you have to explicitly do. You have to click, I don't know how they will call it, attach DID or link DID. And only then the NFT will be linked to your identity. This is a very interesting and important step from my standpoint, because it prevents somebody to spam you with NFTs, to send you NFTs that you didn't want. So all NFTs that show up as owned by your identity, they will be only the ones that you picked for that. That makes the history of the NFT very very strong and very informative.
Yeah, that's very cool. That's really good. It really make me understand the DID much better. Thank you. It's a very good explanation. So do you support some other features like the sandbox, like or we call it a blind box when we mint the NFT? Do you support that?
So you mean if that you don't know what you get?
Yes. I don't know in advance, and just it's kind of a gambling, right?
Yeah, we call that delayed reveal. So you mint a collection, and at the time of minting, the people don't know which one they are buying. Yeah. And only later there's this event where every NFT is unlocked, and you know what you received. Yeah, and so this is something that will be supported, but it's something that the project has to prepare for, because they have to prepare the images, but not provide them or not upload them just now, and only upload them later as soon as this reveal should happen.
Depend on the project team, right? Not the marketplace.
It's the marketplace will support it in that regard that we, for example, can show placeholders for NFTs that are not yet minted, not yet revealed.
So how about the multi loyalties addresses for one NFT? Yeah.
So that one NFT can be owned by multiple people?
Yes, or you know, some are creators, some are brokers, you know, so they need to separate the loyalty to different addresses.
So the royalties, you mean, or like the payment that happens on every sale back to the creator?
Yes.
This concept is supported by the standard, but it's something that needs a little bit more work from the wallets. So the wallets have to support it, that they actually split the payment when accepting alpha. It's possible if you do some extra steps, but it's not as integrated as other solutions, as the single owner or a single royalty payment.
Okay, so that's the job of wallet, right? Not your job.
Yeah, it makes it easier. So since we are trading with offers, we don't have any part in the actual handling of the tokens. So we can't do anything there. But we can help people to do it on the wallet or on the project side.
Okay, how about the trading? I know we can trade NFT to XAH and or to CAT, but how about NFT to NFT? Can we trade directly on the marketplace?
Yes and no. So the standard allows it again. But the marketplace needs a different. I think. No, let's start again. NFT for NFT trading needs a very different user experience in order to work. If you want to trade an NFT for XCH, for example, it is very simple to find the person that you want to trade with, because either I want to sell my NFT, then it's very easy because anybody with XCH is able to take my trade. The other way around, if I want to buy an NFT, it's already a bit harder because there's only one person in the world that is able to accept my offer. On the side, it's very simple to compare offers that want to buy the same NFT because they have maybe a higher or lower value that they're offering. NFT trading, on the one hand, you have to find the person that has this NFT, and on the other side, they have to want the things you're offering. So if I go and say I offer these 3 marmot NFTs for your 2 cat NFTs, then I have no idea whether this is a trade that actually interests you. So what I'm envisioning is a platform that matches people that want to trade NFTs before they actually create the offer. So maybe you know it from the computer, the MMO games, when you do trading, where you see the inventory of both players, and then they drag things into the middle that they want to offer for trading. After they can change what they offer, and only when both of them are satisfied, then they press I agree, and then it will create an offer on chain. So, but you need some kind of communication between the 2 parties, because otherwise you don't know what the other person would like and what they think it's worth. And so you need a little bit back and forth before you can finalize the trade. So I like the idea a lot of building a platform like that, but it will probably be a separate thing from the Mintgarden marketplace that exists right now, just because it feels very different.
Okay, so next question is very serious. How do you make a profit to survival and support your marketplace?
Yeah, this is interesting because when trading with offers, it's not since the funds are not moving through your platform, it's not like that you can just grab a part of that. So, but on the other side, if you use or if you let the minters pay for services for listing, or I don't know, then it's very bad for the ecosystem, because you need a lot of NFTs and a lot of creators to provide NFTs, to create NFTs in order to grow the ecosystem. So the plan right now is to have a transaction fee or a marketplace fee that is attached to the offers that are uploaded to Mintgarden. And this fee is always paid by the one that is taking the offer. So if you make an offer, then you're not the one that you have to pay upfront, but you only pay afterwards, after the trade has been completed. And it's only like 2.5% or so. So that's a very small amount.
It's added to the offer file, you said, not in the NFT minting, added as a loyalty or something like that.
Yeah, there is also an option, but that is something that we will look into as soon as we provide more minting support. Since the splitting of these royalties is not completely supported right now, it's also something that we might wait for better support.
As I know, if we make offer, normally we make it in the wallet, like the official wallet. Or now we will make it on the marketplace?
No, you create the offer just as you would do in other situations with your wallet, and upload it to Mintgarden afterwards. And the transaction fee will be added to the requests of the offer afterwards. So that's yeah, we hope you can make profit, and survival can support your developing to go further. That's yeah, that's always the issue with being in a new situation like this, in a new ecosystem where you don't want to ask for money, you don't want to ask people to pay for services just because it's so new and you like all the people. But as you said, somebody has to pay for the servers, somebody has to pay for the development, and so some kind of revenue source is required. And so that's how life is. And you know, now we have heard some other marketplace except Mintgarden, as we know, like NFTR or some others under building. So compared to these marketplaces, what's your advantages? So one thing is we have to separate Mintgarden from what I described before, these places that are just hosting the offers, or places that just provide the exploring. So this is where Mintgarden like combines the two into one experience. One thing that Mintgarden wants to make sure is that the content on the site is on one side a bit curated, so not every NFT will be shown in the same way, but some projects that we consider very strong or very important, that so we will validate and pick projects to make sure that they are actually authentic projects. Because on an Explorer, you can basically create a copy NFT from some other piece, and it shows up on the Explorer just as the other one. but we want to make sure that Mintgarden does not show the copy NFT, or at least we want to make it very hard that this happens. And one thing that is very important for me is to have the NFTs very visually, a nice visual around the NFTs to be presented. So Mintgarden is very much focusing on the creations, the NFT content, and everything else goes a bit out of focus. And it kind of minimalizes and focuses on the important things.
Okay. So have you do some research on like OpenSea, that kind of marketplace? You learned from them, or you have your own creative idea?
We did look a lot into other marketplaces, and if you know about these different marketplaces, Mintgarden will be focusing more of the role of a foundation as a marketplace, and less the OpenSea direction, because OpenSea is more like the all-in-one explorer with a lot of tables, a lot of filters, a lot of different things that make it maybe a bit overloaded. And so since Chia provides a lot of strong concepts like the IDs and the validation of the data hash and things like that, that really make you make like the perfect place for high value digital creations. So we are picking up that idea that we want to focus on individual pieces. There will also be PFP projects, and we also enjoy these PFP projects. We will also list, for example, the attributes of these projects and have some filters that you can use. But we will also want to focus on the art, or the digital artwork that is behind this PFP.
I didn't really quite catch you like on last couple of sentences.
Okay. Yeah. So we want to focus on the artwork that is attached to the PFP, and not so much on the rarity and the different stats and how they rank.
Can you repeat, like kind of like explain what the PIP is?
PFP, the profile picture. It's like the Bored Apes and these projects.
So yeah, we talked about you talked about the Chia NFT has many features. So how do you evaluate Chia NFT 0 and NFT 1? What do you think their difference to compare to Ethereum ERC 71, something like that?
Mm-hmm. So first of all, NFT 0 was just a development standard, so it will not be launched on mainnet in the future. Just NFT 1 will be. And this NFT 1 standard is a big step forward compared to what other ecosystems do. It's not like that you couldn't do it on other ecosystems. It's more like there is a standard there and all the people use it, and they wouldn't use a better standard even if there was one. And there's not just like this one feature that makes it so much better, but it's like the combination of all the pieces that come together in the standard. Talked about is the DID concept, that it's possible to authenticate the people that are holding the NFT, and also the creator of the NFT. So you can make sure that this NFT you're buying is actually from this real world person. Piece I want to mention is that you can update the place where the data that is linked in from the NFT, where this is stored. You can update it afterwards. So for example, if I am a creator of an NFT and I host the image on my server, then this server might go down in the future. Sell the NFT to somebody else, then the new owner is able to host the image on some other server or some other system, maybe IPFS, and then add this new link. And the NFT stores the hash of the data, so it is still makes sure that it always is the same image, that nobody fakes. This helps a lot to gain some permanence, to make sure that the NFT lives on over the years.
Okay, so because we have so many features, but in Chia ecosystem, there are very few players up to now for NFT compared to other ecosystem. So how to attract more players from outside Chia come to our ecosystem?
Well, one thing is go to NFT NYC and ask people about it. Yeah, but I mean, one thing is we will have a better standard. That is something that you have to explain to people, but maybe that is actually something that people are interested in. So what Mintgarden wants to provide is a minting experience for artists that is very simple, that you don't even need any XCH for. So the only people that actually need XCH are the ones buying it. And this is like the other big issue, that it's very hard to acquire XCH. And maybe that is something that changes in the near future. Let's see. But
oh, sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry.
But if it does not, we might provide some a mechanism where you can pay, for example, with ETH on Mintgarden, and it will be converted into Chia. That is something we are looking into.
Okay, that's a swap it, right? Like WETH, something like that.
Yeah, that would be wrapping, but I would just swap it. So you don't never. So you pay with ETH, and we convert it internally and buy the NFT, and you get the NFT. So it's not like not trustless. You would trust Mintgarden to do it. So it's more like a normal service in that regard. So we would prefer if there's another way, like a bridge, as you said, with a wrapped ETH or with more exchanges. We have to see what the future brings there.
Okay, so this time you will go to NYC, NFT NYC. You will outreach there and speak loudly to everybody that you have a Mintgarden and come to Chia ecosystem. Will you do that?
Yes, that is the plan. And I mean, we are in a very interesting position since every other cryptocurrency is down currently and Chia is only up. So it's maybe something that people are interested in.
Yeah. Okay. So as you spend so long time on researching NFT, so what does NFT mean to you? Because some people think it's just pictures, trading pictures. It makes no sense to make value from that picture trading. So what does NFT mean to you?
For me, it is a very interesting new building block that we now have that we didn't have in the past. Because in the last years, I mean, basically every digital creation, every digital piece is always perfectly copyable. So the concept of digital uniqueness is actually something that is very hard to do. So you often need a lot of legal constructs and licenses to actually make something exclusive that, for example, only you can use. And that is different compared to the offline world, where every piece is unique and nothing is a perfect copy of something else. And so NFTs allow us to bring this concept of uniqueness to the digital world. And it's not just to sell pictures, for example, but you can also attach utility to the tokens. You can allow people to access events or get some special permissions. And there's a lot to explore there.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I totally agree, and I think probably there will be more and more utilities, real world utilities, like the ownership of your house or of your car, or maybe the marriage, the certification of your marriage, something. That's a possibility to be changed to NFT in the future, I think.
Correct. And I mean, there are things like the plot NFTs that Chia uses. That is a very different concept of what the art NFTs do, but it's the same idea.
Do you have the new roadmap for Mintgarden? Because we know that Claude quit from Mintgarden not long ago. So do you have any new idea about that? What's next?
Sure. So right now, the focus definitely is getting Mintgarden ready for mainnet launch. And the next step will be to bring projects to the ecosystem, to help projects mint NFTs and sell NFTs through Mintgarden. It a little bit depends on what the ecosystem does, what the other players in the ecosystem do. But the idea is still to expand what the marketplace offers, make it easier to discover NFTs or see some statistics and insights. For example, Mintgarden is already able to see trades that are done on the blockchain, even if they are not done through Mintgarden. That means we can provide some insights into the whole NFT ecosystem, even if these things are not traded through Mintgarden. And we have also already spoken about the NFT for NFT trading and the different ideas there. That is also something I want to look into.
Yeah, I think it's very important for marketplace to help the NFT projects, because I can tell it's a highly technology depending thing. I think not easy for normal creator or artist. They definitely need the technical support from your side.
Yeah, ideally they don't need a technical support, but a very simple solution. So they don't have to figure out the technology.
Yeah, that's what I mean exactly. Yeah. Okay, so will you invite some exclusive artists to work together with a marketplace?
Yes, of course. So that is something that we are actively looking into. We already have some projects that are known in the ecosystem that want to mint through Mintgarden. And that is also something the projects want to make sure is that it's authentic, so that people know this is the real source and this is not somebody who's faking it. So for example, if one project mints through Mintgarden, we will make sure that no other project can, for example, take that name or fake this appearance. And as you said, right now it's very, very technical to mint NFTs on Chia. And so we will need this simple minting experience to then have some broader reach and ask people from outside the community to mint on Mintgarden.
You have some artists in Europe, I believe, right? But have you ever talked to some artists in China?
I have not, no. I have very little contacts to the Chinese community. So if you, go ahead. But it's definitely a very big piece of, or a very big part of the Chia community, I'm aware of that. And so having artists from the whole community on the same platform is very, very important for me.
但是这一定是一个非常重要的事情。然后在各个平台中，在平台上有各个地区的人的各个地区的这个艺术家，对我来说都是非常重要的。
That's true. Okay, I think it's about 1 hour. and we have done our regular questions. So now we open to our members online. Is there anybody want to ask questions for Mintgarden? 大家现在开放提问时间啊，如果大家有什么感兴趣的话题，都可以问这个 Andrews 啊。我们小伙伴一般都比较害羞啊，有没有提问的？
固化清宫绝句吗？是吗？
是否有计划引入，就是比如说保险，比如有那个社区里有小伙伴就是已经就有买到这个假的 NFT 的是那个产品的，是否有计划引入保险来就是保障大家的权益？如果买到假的话，就是进行赔偿啊，或者这方面的东西。
Do you have any plan to implement insurance into this whole process? Because there's already people buying the fake NFTs in the community, and to ensure that in the future, if they bought any fake NFTs, they will be able to get compensated.
Due to the non-custodial nature of Mintgarden, we are not able to provide that because the trade happens directly between the buyer and the seller. So what we make sure is that projects listing on Mintgarden pass some kind of verification. So for example, these Azuki fake NFTs or tokens that were created, those they cannot just add the project to Mintgarden, but there is some kind of check for that. And the other piece is that we try to provide a lot of information to the user that you can use to do your own research, to make sure that these projects are not faking it. So we will try to make it harder for people to scam you or to fake things, but it's still hard to do it 100%. So there's, for example, no assurance that we can give on this.
OK， 这个像这个保险呢，我觉得可能有一些个别的艺术家他是可以做到这一点的，就是比如说他很熟悉的，他很熟知的这种艺术家，也许他可以做这种保险。比如说他说河马我很信任啊，河马出的这个作品，那我给提供保险，这个可能都是艺术家跟他们私下里的协议了。OK， 还有其他人有什么问题吗？大家可以踊跃一点啊，什么问题都可以提，只要是关于这个 NFT 的，或者是关于交易市场的，大家有不懂的或感兴趣的都可以。Anybody? Okay, and Andrew, how many team members you have now?
Right now we are 2 people working full-time on this, and additional we have an investor in the background who will support us with legal issues and business network, things like that.
So do you have somebody asking auction function in Mintgarden?
Yeah. Will you have auction function in Mintgarden in the future?
Yes, we will definitely have that. It might be something that is coming in the first weeks after mainnet launch, but it's one of the important things that we want to provide.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, do you know when will that NFT one be public?
Yes, but I'm not allowed to tell you.
Oh, okay. But in this month, right?
That's what Chia said when they did the roadmap. So still hope that. Also, I don't think they told the community anything else yet.
How do you evaluate the value of the art itself?
Art is very subjective, so that is for the user to value. Because there's an art piece behind me, but I have no idea what it's worth.
你在身后
什么问题吗？如果没有的话呢，咱们今天就结束了，好吗？Okay, so I think that's all for today's AMA, and really thank you very much, Andrews, and we hope Mintgarden will be the first one on Chia and very successful in the future.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be here, and you have a great community there in China.
Please, as I know, you and Jin will go to visit the NYC NFT show. So we hope you guys can bring more news or any ideas, new ideas from that show.
Yeah, I think there are a couple of people from the community to be there. I hope to meet a couple of them.
Yeah, same here. 我会尽全力给大家拉一些大鱼过来，然后给大家讲一讲这些东西。
您要去在这个会上帮我们多看一看啊，多拍点，
一定的，
收集点资料啊。你们俩也可以在那儿喝一杯啊，挺不错的，挺不错的机会。Okay, thank you guys. 谢谢 Andrew， 谢谢小金啊。那么也谢谢今天来的各位社区小伙伴啊，感谢大家。那么我们今天的这个就到此结束了。然后我们还是跟以前一样，大家留下 XCH 的地址，留下这个以太坊的地址，我们会给到大家一些这个将来的这个抽奖的机会，好吧？好，谢谢大家，拜拜。
谢谢
Take care.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.